mean for women in Britain? Is it nature or nurture that brings out a woman's competitive side? Joining me now to discuss this is executive career coach and author of Rocking Your Role, Jenny Garrett. Hi, Jenny. It's always good to talk to you. Thanks for joining us. First of all, what do you make of these findings? Depends how you're brought up as to how competitive you are as a woman.
Well, I'm not surprised by the findings at all, and I'm glad they're out there. I think that's absolutely the case. I run leadership programs or women programs, and when I set up a competitive activity, gosh, you see the competitive spirit come out in women. So yes, when women are given permission, the right environment, a safe environment to actually be competitive, yeah, they really are.
What about here in the United Kingdom? You know, what sort of environment do women tend to find themselves in? Does it depend what age they are and how they were brought up?
I think from a very early age, women and girls are taught not to be competitive, actually. We're taught to be very good, to be perfect, to be kind, to let other people step in front of us and be generous and humble. And so the qualities that are nurtured in women they are a contrast to the competitive spirit. I think a lot of research has shown women and girls who engage in team sports nurture their competitive spirit a bit more and are often more successful. So actually, generally, the environment doesn't nurture it, but there are pockets, and particularly in sport, when women can really embrace their competitive spirit and go for it.
Now, I know you will be surprised to hear at this stage, Jenny, that I used to be an athlete when I was younger, and I also used to...
Right.
I know you're surprised to hear that. And that was very much nurtured by my parents. You know, they were... And my father, although I was brought up in the 60s, my father was very supportive of equal opportunities for women, whereas some other women who are my age or even younger will find that they haven't been supported in that way. What can they do to harness that negativity to try to turn it round as a positive?
I think the biggest thing to do is realise that there's lots of things that you were taught as a child that you need to unlearn. And actually, in the workplace, you do need to want to win. It does look different on women. If we act as competitively as men in the workplace in the same way, sadly, it's not accepted. There's this continuum of masculine and feminine. And if women actually are seen to exhibit the masculine traits, they're often treated much more harshly. So it's how do you become competitive? Well, I think you have to let people know what you want. I think you have to show them that you want to move forward, you want to succeed, and that you are ambitious. Don't hide that, because people won't know unless you tell them, but you might not be able to do it in exactly the same way.
Yeah,
and I think also one...
I was just going to say, Jen, so what do you do then? Because if a woman acts in a similar way to a man in an office environment trying to achieve the same thing, she has to do it in a very different way.
Yes, so what I think is really important is to get people on your side, to build a support team and a network of people who will advocate on your behalf, so you don't have to do all of the work. And in a corporate environment, that would be a sponsor, someone who's willing to say, when you're not in the room, this person does a great job, I know they want to go forward, they've got a great track record, and I recommend we give them a chance. So you have to let people know, but you have to find your supporters and get them to advocate for you. Is a really great thing to do. Just prove yourself.
Brilliant piece of advice, absolutely brilliant. I hope that young women who are listening this afternoon take that on board. Why, though, generally have women still not broken through as far as the boardroom is concerned?
Oh, there are so many assumptions. The same people who taught me to sit nicely with my crossed legs and be a good girl end up being my boss. And they have so many assumptions about what I should want out of life, you know, perhaps to be at home, to have all of these caring responsibilities, not to want to push myself forward in the workplace. And when they're responsible for the decisions around my career, you know, it's really hard for them not to take those blinkers off and realise what I actually want. So organisations need to ask women and men what they want, not assume that men want to get to the top of the tree, not assume that women don't want to, but find out what they want and help them to get there and really unlock that potential that's in people in the workplace.
And as far as other women are concerned, my favourite quote, I always use it, Madeleine Albright, is there's a special place in hell for women who don't support other women, and that's really important too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crucial. And I understand why women, particularly in male-dominated environments, haven't helped women at times, because they've thought, well, I've had to fight my way to get to the top. I'm just about here. I've made huge sacrifices. And, you know, why should I help you? But if you don't, you'll always be on your own, and it won't be better for the next generation. So, you know, a lovely quote that I like is, leave the pile higher for the next person. Whatever you can do, help them just a little bit on their way.
Yeah, excellent advice. Thank you very much. It's always great to talk to you. Please come back soon. Thank you.
Will do. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.